The very first thing that I recommend anybody does when they start their business is to make a list of 100 contacts. Look through your phone book, your coworkers, if you're in school, your classmates, Facebook friends, mom groups you're a part of, make a list of 100 people. And do a minimum of 10 a day reaching out. Do a minimum of 10 people a day reaching out to them. It is so important that you have personal messages to people. An example of a personal message that I do, this is an example, it says, "Hey girlfriend, I don't know if you've seen my Facebook posts or my Instagram, but my new favorite mascara, but I just had to reach out to you. It's my new favorite thing, and I know you'll love it too. I've always been a concealer and mascara girl, and this mascara just gives that subtle glam look for every day, and you can even make a more dramatic results for those special occasions. No pressure, just thought I had to reach out to you. Let me know." Very simple, very casual, very personal. You don't want it too salesy either. And of course I add the no pressure because at first I was really worried about people feeling like I was kind of attacking my circle of friends, but you truly are excited. You tried this mascara and you're impressed, so just show that excitement because that's what sells it. That makes it not salesy when you just are that genuinely excited about the product. Personally, I started off with plenty of before and afters of myself. Pictures of yourself are what sell. It's not those glamorous ones that look really cool to us or like, oh my gosh, that girl has incredible lashes. I'm gonna post this at all my parties because you can see this crazy dramatic result. What people want to see are real girls with real lashes. I even post the ones that, maybe some people don't think are the best, but, with people with really short lashes, that's an improvement for them. So as long as it's your style, make sure that you're posting real girls, not just the ones that we see that have the really cool graphics or whatever, graphics. Okay, post plenty of before and afters. I started using PhotoGrid app and I put what the actual mascara brand is. So that finds it very relatable. I had so many women saying, oh my gosh, I just love this before and after because that's the exact mascara I use. So I can see, I actually just sold one on our mascara marathon yesterday because the girl wore Matchbox and I pulled up my phone, I excused all the million eye pictures I had on, and I searched for that and that's what sold her. I mean, she loved my personal before and after, but she didn't personally use Clinique, so she couldn't identify with that. But having the exact mascara that she used on my phone was what sold her. So yeah, when you approach and ask women, oftentimes my customers, I just kind of approach it like, I'm just looking to enhance my portfolio and you're just so beautiful, I'd love a picture of your lashes. And so I ask them for what their mascara is and that's how I create it. When ladies purchase, I personally give them a shout out. So the shout out works multiple ways. People like to be acknowledged, people like to be thanked, people like to feel special. So, and it also creates a hype. So you're pleasing your customer and you're creating that hype. So when they see X amount of people ordering from you, you're creating hype against the product and against your business. So you're just building this stuff. And it's wonderful. Remember to always post daily, however, do not rely, again, like what Krista was saying, on posting. Conversation is what happens when you need to start wearing it and sharing it. When you have the products on hand, that's how you give recommendations. You can sell, you'll maybe make a couple sales off of products you don't use, but that's just more of a rarity and the person's comfortable with trying something new. But people want to know personal recommendations and you'll definitely feel way more comfortable when people are asking you your opinion when you've tried it because, you shouldn't be lying about things. So familiar yourself with the different products. My best suggestion, I didn't get all the products in one day, I just slowly did it. So once you do your cash and carries, if you're buying product on hand, your parties that you host, that's how you get the Younique cash, the half off. My personal recommendation is your very first half off you get, buy a collection set. Buy the biggest collection set there is, get the most money, you get a whole 50% off. Try all the products that you can try. That's how you'll start developing your business because when you really indulge and you create yourself to be all unique, that's how you can expect your customers to do it too. My goal is my customers to turn all unique. That's what I want. You're not going to sustain the business if you just do mascara because I'm sure some of you have noticed, as much as we say, every 3 months someone's going to replace their mascara, that's not how often all of them do it. So it's really important that you're trying other products so you can sell the other products. And again, once people love the mascara, they want to try the other products and they start loving the other products too because, that's why we all love it too, because they're that good. I also invest in my business. I use the half offs again. I have the complete lip liner set, eyeliner set, the lip glosses, and all the lip stains. So right now, with like lip stains being so hot, I'm a nurse, I work at the hospital, and I carry all 7 of my lip stains in my bag, and everybody knows I have them on me, and they're all so excited to get their little marks on their hand to see what color that they want. You should see Shift Change, my manager, he just laughs, luckily he supports it too, but it creates that hype. People are excited, you know, you show them the product, they see how it works, and they're just all amazed that they can just sit there and rub on it, and it's doing great. So again, having those samples on hand is perfect. I also invested, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of money spent, but it was very slowly done and just done at a certain pace. But I create eyeshadow samples, so I went and I got, like, someone posted in Marble Lashes at one point, it was like $1,000, 1,000 bags. It was for like $2 on Amazon. And they're really small bags, and I just broke up some of the pigments in each of the bags and I put a label on them. So now with my cash and carries for mascara, I slip a couple colors in. Now if I already know the girl's eye color or what their skin tone's like, I can already put the colors I think that would pair for them. And that's huge too, because they get to sample another little thing. We all love samples, you know, and so they get to see, oh wow, it's not just a mascara, I really like this eyeshadow color too. Another thing is, everyone knows, like, videos are becoming so popular. It's a huge thing to do. It took me till like 2 weeks ago to do my first video, and honestly when I did it, I was nervous to post it. I didn't really think it was good enough, you know, I'm not a makeup expert. Austin does these amazing ones, and I'm just like, this is not gonna get any likes. And 24 hours, I have 600 views. And that was for a video that I wasn't gonna post. So just imagine when you actually think it's great. So just do it, get out of your comfort zone, because when I did that video, it was honestly just showing the products, and it was not about BB cream, but I cannot tell you how many people were like, I need to get that BB cream. Because they could see, real girl, I have like rosy skin pigment, and the BB cream does something for me. And that's exactly what that video did for them. Of course, they were mascara buyers already, you know, so they weren't surprised at how great they were, but it's just so important that it just shows, it's another angle, you know, because sometimes people can think you can do filters on pictures too. So again, reiterating what Krista was saying about, I always have at least 4 to 5 mascaras on hand, and that creates such customer satisfaction, it's ridiculous. People are so excited when they come up to me, because it is the worst bind to have when someone wants mascara and you don't have it on hand, and you're like fumbling around, like posting in the group, somebody have something local I need to meet up, because you want a satisfied customer. Just think of a store. If you went to your favorite store that had their #1 product, you'd be so ashamed and so upset if you had to wait for them to order it online. You know, you want that product and you came to the store to get it. Another task is posting on your personal page. So I know a lot of people made groups, and that's great, but personal pages is where everyone sees it, okay? I can't tell you how many men have made comments to me in a positive way, the men I work with and my husband's friends. They call me Fabulash, like, hey Fabulash, and it's a compliment. I mean, they know I branded myself. And then they're nudging at their girls saying, talk to her about it, you should do it. It's a great opportunity, and they see it too. I mean, men can encourage their women, and that can give them more self-confidence to want to do it too. So it's definitely important not to just post in your group pages. Okay. Also, make sure, this is my personal opinion towards Facebook. If you're using Facebook for business advertising, you definitely want to make sure you keep yourself positive and real. If you're using social media as a business outlook, then keep a little bit more on the businessy side. Because remember, you're attracting people. So if you're constantly upset about things on Facebook, it's going to reflect. Nobody really wants to work with another negative Nancy. We all have that in our own other jobs. We don't need another person to be like that. Another thing is, when I always friend every single person that buys from me. Whether they accept my friend request or not is a different story. Some people are a little private, so that's fine. But remember, when you create that customer rapport, that creates repeat buyers, referrals, and possible hostess and more presenters. For an example, I have several presenters from that. Every time I've gotten an outside referral, I look up their account and stuff, and you create that rapport, and it doesn't happen instantly. I mean, it can happen later down the road, but you know, I had someone I built a relationship with like 7 months ago, and then 3 months ago, one of her cousins signed because she had bought a mascara off of, you know, as a gift or something, and so then she ended up coming up to me, and I was like, I'll gladly take you on, you know, I'd love to train you. So you just never know who you're investing in. Okay. Another way I keep track, I have a piece of paper, I have like an outline form, I keep track of every single person I sell to, and I make sure I try to check in with them 2 weeks after they purchase, just to make sure that they like the product. It is so important to make sure that these people like the product. Oftentimes if there's issues, it's user issues. They're not understanding how to use it. And I mean, we all probably have dealt with it. They usually create to seal the transparent gel. They get the little fibers on their eye and then that irritates them. You could completely change that customer's mentality if you help them. So, I mean, that can create a repeat customer because if they're just doing it wrong, it's not the product, it's, you know, just that. So they'll come back to you, and obviously, who doesn't like someone who can give them tips and suggestions? And then I also check in, again, 2 to 3 months later as a follow-up. And I just, at that point, I just let them know, you know, it's kind of been 2 to 3 months, you know, if you notice your mascara is running low, you know, I can offer you, we can do an online party, and I can get you your next mascara for free, hopefully. And that's an awesome way to get people, you know, reconnected and talking to them again. And then once they are going to do an online party with you, it's so important that they personally have tried the product. I know some people, that's the way that they wanted to create their, you know, they decided they want to try the product, so they'll have a party to get a free mascara. Those parties are not successful. I don't know if anybody's had too much of a successful party without before and afters, but I mean, personally, I don't really want to buy a product for my friend that hasn't tried it yet and just waiting to get a free one. You know, for her to be excited about it makes me excited for it. So that's super important. So if you can get together with a person and do a little makeover on her, and then she can post tons of pictures, and then that could obviously lead to more sales too. Okay, make sure that you're pumping up your hosts and you're talking to them too, creating a rapport with them. It's really important when you're posting in online parties that you're sending your hosts some things to say if they're not posting on their own. Their network sees their posts so much more. If you have noticed, like you can see the views, if your party has less than 250 people, you can see who's actually viewing the party. And you'll notice the host posts get viewed way more. So with that, you need to make sure that you're giving if they're not posting on their own, which a lot of them don't do, you give them something to post, like something you would have posted for that day, just have them post it. That just gets more attention. I've also started with this whole video thing. I started doing a welcoming video to the party and a closing video. The closing video is a special shout out. So for the exact girls that bought, you're saying their name, you're thanking them personally. And then the welcome video can be more of a generic, like, welcome to the party, I'm so excited to get started. You can always just keep it on your phone, and it's great. I noticed after doing so many parties that, like, you know, your mouth runs dry a little bit, kind of thinking of what to say next. And you're like, man, that last party I had all the great things to say. I created a note section. I do probably like 80 to 90% of my business on my phone. So I have an iPhone, and I use a note section, and I just copy and paste right from there. So I can easily put what I want to say for each of the parties. Which is great, so I'm not like fumbling for words, and especially if, you know, we have busy lives, you know, you're at work, whatever, you just have a couple minutes to interact with the party, you can post it like that. Okay, it is so important to, even qualifying parties, even if you don't have even if the party's not qualifying, it's not a dud. My very first party had 0 sales. It took until my 4th party to have a qualifying party. That happens, it's okay, you still sold to people. The first one I didn't, but at least I got exposure. One party, I had 3 people purchase, 2 are now presenters. You just don't know. You create that rapport, and you just build it. I mean, people that are buying it, you work with who you have. And then recently, I took we had a call like a month or 2 ago, and one of the girls had told us, you know, she challenges herself to kind of just like talk to the barista at Starbucks. She challenges herself to talk to random strangers to try to like get herself out of her comfort zone. So I've been doing these demo days where you could technically either have a demo, like really assigned, an actual one that's planned, or everyone that you're doing the demo on is your demo. So I walk around and I have my Clinique on one side and then the Younique on the other side. And I wear my magic mascara, the I Smell Magic Mascara. And you wouldn't believe the conversations it starts. So a sample of that would be, it's easiest when you have like a checkout clerk, and because they always naturally just ask you how your day is. And at that point, you can just be like, I am so excited, my mascara is so amazing, my day is going so great. And then they're like, okay, and you're like, what did you just say? And you're like, my mascara business, it's so great. And they're like, oh, tell me about it. And then you just start showing them your eye. And then they're like, oh, wow, yeah, that's great. And then you lead into it. Of course, it's a little different too when it's like a random stranger, but I mean, who cares? I mean, it's fun. Once you start doing it, it's fun. And then I was actually meeting my mom to help set this event up, and I had a meeting before that, so I went to the meeting knowing that like I was coming to this and doing all this, and I was with like 100 other nurses and a couple of the the chief nurses, and we're picking up food, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I know I look so ridiculous for this meeting, and I was like, I have a demo later, and I'm wearing my Magic Mascara shirt, and they're like, what are you talking about? And so I get to talking to them. I end up selling 4 mascaras on hand, and they literally were like, don't forget about me, can you go to your car next break we have? And I'm like, I have it in my car, don't worry, I'm yoked up. And even the chief nursing officer was asking about it, and I mean, I probably never approached her directly, because that's a little scary, but I'm glad that I started with that opener, because it like turned all the heads, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so fabulous. So anyways, so point being is really when things get down, get creative. You're not always going to have those top sales every single month, and that's okay. Meeting your minimum requirements to reach your goal is perfectly fine too. Again, I had no idea when I first started off that I even was excelling at it. Like, I thought that was the normal. So when I had my first month where I only had $600 in sales, I was really bummed. But it's just one of those things, it's a cycle of things, I mean, you have those people that start buying right at the very beginning, and they buy, it creates that hype at the very beginning, so it just kind of like trends out a little bit. But they will come back to you, and that's why you need to get more into products. And it's totally normal to have those lulls, but it's so worth it to stick with it, because I mean, it's just such a fun system in general. But no matter what you sell, you're earning more money than you started the month with.